All right, we are fashionably late.
Very fashionably late.
Yes. Okay, so first off, apologies. Busy day, very busy day, very exciting day. We did a whole lot. Granted, our day almost didn't start till closer to noon, but hit up 2 layouts today. First was Wye Bridge Hobbies. They've got layout that's still under development there. And we just got back from the Clarion Train Club, did some small operating on their layout. There wasn't really like an op session or anything, just they had some of the younger members were running, and when Eddie and I got there, we ran some of our trains as well. Got some footage of that. You'll see that stuff at some point on either my channel or Eddie's channel.
Mm-hmm.
But we also picked up some grub on the way back because we skipped lunch, and all we had for breakfast was waffles.
Many waffles.
Yes. But yeah, so apologies. We're kind of going to be stuffing our face at the same time we're doing this live chat.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were in our position, you would understand why. I'm practically fading away over here.
Yes, poor Corey.
Yes. So, I guess, well, what should we talk about first? Obviously, we'll start with Wye Bridge.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Since that was our first destination.
Oh, wait, do we have some paper towels out here?
Well, there's a paper towel.
Well, we're going to need more than this.
You might have to run upstairs to get a couple.
Yeah, I think I'd like
to
just
they're
grab a whole roll.
Right next to the sink there. They're on the roll under the cabinet.
Okay.
Yeah, give him a second. He will be coming back. Like I said, we're finally getting something to eat. Because, again, just very busy, eventful day. Yeah. He'll be back in a second. Just give it time. Yeah, I don't really want to start get that paper towel out of the way. Don't really want to start a discussion too soon here. Wait till he gets back to do so. Yeah, I didn't expect starting the stream this late. It's just, we didn't get back. Like the Clarion Club, for example, their meeting night is from 6 to 8. Well, we stayed a little bit after 8 because some of the other members were doing that as well. So basically from there, we picked up something to eat for a late dinner and, came back here.
Fortunately, I only got that one sheet.
Oh, well. So, yeah, we'll start talking about Wye Bridge Hobbies. Now, here's what kind of led to us going there today. When Eddie and I were discussing plans on, because we knew we wanted to hit up a few layouts while he was in the area. And basically, our plan was we were going to go to the layout at Doolittle's sometime this week. We were going to check out Al Crate's Pittsburgh and Shawmut layout, which I've featured on the channel a couple times now. And then on Thursday, we were going to go to Gary Lasher's East Pittsburgh and Ohio River layout. Unfortunately, though, Doolittle's got vandalized apparently last week, I guess. Nobody knows exactly when, but it was vandalized, and basically we couldn't go there. Then Al was going to be out of the area this week, so he wasn't going to be at his layout. So we had to try to look, for other places to go. Well, Chris Lasher 9811 here on YouTube, he mentioned checking out Wye Bridge Hobbies, get a hold of Jesse, the guy that owns the place, see about going up there and running some trains, which, you know, I went ahead and reached out to him on Facebook, and, you know, he basically said, yeah, I mean, hey, you can come up there and mess around. And he was actually working on the layout till like midnight last night, laying track and, you know, trying to get a little bit more done so we could run some trains. But, yeah, so we went to Wye Bridge Hobbies there to operate on their layout. If you might have missed any of the posts on that, check my community tab or my Facebook and Discord, because, you know, I posted it on all there as well. But, yeah, we got there. The hobby shop opened at 10 o'clock, and it was open till 3. But we got there, I think, a little after 11. And we stayed well after 3. Apparently, Jesse figured as long as we were there, he was going to keep the shop open. But I kind of feel like I'm talking a little too much here, so I'm going to hand it over to Eddie for a little bit while
I'm a bit too busy stuffing my face.
Well, I'm hungry too.
Yeah. Speaking of which, you were talking to me about all the stuff I got. Well, you got 3 sandwiches.
But they're sliders. They're mini.
There's still 3 sandwiches.
It's just a small snack.
That's what I have to say about that.
I love it.
But yeah, all I gotta say is Jesse is like a really nice guy, and I had a couple of issues that I brought up with him, and he was able to help me with no issue whatsoever.
Hey, Chris.
I mean, he was a totally chill guy, and I really honestly want to go back to see how the layout has developed over the next year. But yeah, did run a few my trains, including Gordon, since today is the 40th anniversary of the Thomas the Tank Engine TV series. Which, yeah, happy 40th anniversary, Thomas the Tank Engine. Unfortunately, did not get to run Thomas himself on there because we didn't have him DCC fitted.
Yeah. Real quick, I know he's not watching, but if he does come across this, I do want to give a big shout out and thank you to Jesse at Wye Bridge Hobbies for allowing us to go there today to run trains and basically crash the place. You know, it's kind of funny. The layout is still very much under development. You can basically run one way, run the other. There's tracks where you can switch over and get around stuff, but it's basically, I mean, Eddie, I think, put it best there because he said about, despite the layout just being, you know, a back and forth thing, it was entertaining for hours. You know, and got to mess a little bit with the turntable and such. You know, Jesse even explained like some of his plans, what, you know, the future holds for the layout. And he's really hoping that by, I think he said June or July of next year, he's really hoping to have the Wye Bridge itself, everything in there worked out. And he'd like to have, you know, a full loop going around there. So you can just, you know, run a consist from one end to the other and, you know, turn around to go back. You're not having to basically back up once you reach the end of the layout. But, you know, and this thing, it spans, when it's finished, it's going to span the entire length of the hobby shop. And, you know, again, it's going to have 2 loops on each end so you can turn around. But, you know, really nice layout to operate on. We did have a few issues, you know, because they've done landscaping and such. The tracks aren't exactly 100% clean. Didn't really notice too much of an issue with the locomotives that had, you know, more of a wheelbase with pickups and such, but some of the shorter stuff was having problems.
Case in point, my S100.
Yeah. But, overall, again, great place to be, great layout to operate on. We did get some stuff here, which we'll show in a bit. But I don't know anything else to talk about, like operating wise. You probably want to talk about a bunch of stuff that you did and what you ran and what have you.
Yes. Again, to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Thomas the Tank Engine's TV series today. I mean, I wasn't able to run Thomas, but I was able to run Gordon since me and Corey actually got him DCC fitted over these past couple days, and ran him with my newest, with my long rake of Hornby Moncel coaches.
Very nice looking cars.
Corey kept complimenting the restaurant cars about with the lamps that are on the tables and stuff like that. I mean, the interiors are so freaking well done. I mean, I can understand why they're like $70-$80 a pop.
Very nice unit.
And yeah, I had to have the Moncel since that's what the TV series used. I mean, from seasons 1 through 5. I mean, it was at least seasons 1 through 5. I think from 6 onward they ended up just going a bit freelance. I think.
Possibly.
Or at least their coaches weren't.
I know they're
kit at that point. They were like resin casts.
Yeah, I know there for a while though they were cutting the coaches down.
Yeah, they were cut. Yeah, season 2 they were very long, and they rode high.
Mm-hmm.
And season 1 they cut them down quite a bit so that they could actually get a long rake of coaches in the small station platform.
Well, hell, the sets were like 30 feet long,
which is hilarious. That you could actually get stuff done on sets that small. But yeah, that just goes to show how talented Clearwater Productions was, though.
Here's to you, Thomas.
So yeah, got to run Gordon, got to run a couple of other Thomas-ified models, I should say. I mean, got Dudley, got 7101, got 199. He did not like the layout at all.
There's my Decapod on the turntable.
Dudley got a turn on it too. So
I think I do have a photo of that. Give me 1 second here.
I think it was more of a video clip that you did.
Maybe it was
backing onto it.
Should have got a photo.
Well, could just take a frame out of it.
Yeah. Well, since I can't do that, here's Rosie in the SD60.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, Jesse actually was so impressed with my collection. He really wanted to take a picture of the whole thing on the layout.
Yeah. And here's Eddie and Jesse messing about with stuff. Try to hold it. Come on, get in focus.
Focus.
Well, anyways, they're messing with, Eddie's stuff on the layout there. If you want a better photo, check out my pages because I've posted all this stuff earlier.
Oh, yeah, it's actually on there, too. I mean, one of the things that I was absolutely shocked that they actually had there, they actually had a Rapido Tip-Fuel Thunderbolt pack.
Oh, yeah.
I did not in a million years expect them to have one of those at Wye Bridge. I mean, I knew Jesse liked, some of the European stuff, even though he, models more American stuff. But at the same time, I did not expect him to have anything European or British for that matter.
Surprise, surprise.
It's kind of one of those things that I'm really jealous of, to be honest, because I know that those packs are actually rather expensive. And supposedly it was just a donation, I think.
He said it, a friend of his had it shipped to the shop, and he told him, basically a model showing up, run it.
Yeah, there you go. I think that it might not technically be a donation, but I guess you could say it's on a long-term loan. I guess you'd say.
Yeah. But yeah, it was
a great day.
Yeah, and that's probably an understatement.
I mean, it's just right now. It's just an end to end right now, but at the same time, it's like we had just so much fun. We ended up losing complete track of time.
Yeah,
and then of course, we wanted to also head over to the Clarion Club.
Yeah, we got there a little later than we planned.
Yeah, like I think we got there within like maybe last 40 minutes or something like that.
Which is all right.
Yeah, we didn't really get to do much stuff there, but that's kind of more on our part because we have way too much fun at Wye Bridge. But I'm hoping that next year I could actually go there a lot earlier. If they're doing another meet at that time, because I really, really am impressed with their setup too. There's plenty of places for people to actually run their stuff at that place.
Mm-hmm.
And rules are just simple. Remain prototypical. That doesn't mean you have to run like, strictly American stuff or stuff strictly from the area. It just means you have to, run at prototypical speeds. Don't go manhandling and go racing down the line. Which I am totally fine with. Honestly, I think sometimes, shots look better when a model's going a little slower. Though, of course, it would be good to take it up to express speeds for engines like Gordon or Ballard.
Yep.
But obviously, I didn't do that there. If we had more time, we probably would have ran more. But since we only had so much time there, we just broke out his Russian decapod and Dudley on my end.
Yeah. Overall, it wasn't bad. Still got to operate some trains. Eddie got to check the place out.
Yes.
Shot some video.
I think I just don't have the room for it. I bought too much stuff. I let my stomach do the pain.
That's why you don't get food when you're hungry.
When you're starving. But yes, is there anybody else other than Chris here tonight? Not saying that Chris... Not that I don't mind Chris being here. It's just I'm just curious to see if anybody else is here at the same time.
The other people that are watching that don't really have anything to say, I guess.
I guess so. So yeah, I'm sorry.
I didn't realize how hungry I was till I started eating. I knew I was hungry, but I didn't realize I was this hungry.
But yeah, can never go wrong with sheets.
Which, for those that don't know, it's a local thing.
Well,
at least on this side of the country.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too much local. Hopefully, in the future, considering it sounds like Sheets is branching out to Michigan.
Yep.
I'm hearing there are locations in Michigan now. They're just not really that close to me just yet.
No, you got a lot of stuff that here in Pennsylvania we don't.
For sure.
What else? Yeah, don't lose my Katie's. I'm going to need those.
Yeah, no kidding with all those freaking boxcar kits you bought.
Hopper cars.
Well, they're Charlotte line. Whatever. No way. You bought hopper cars and what else?
Hopper cars and got a caboose, and I traded some locomotives
To get them. I mean, they were just gathering dust otherwise.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of locomotives, yes, thank you, Jesse, for making me $450 poorer.
I think it was only 400.
You forget $20 in tax and then $30 for like the diecast cars.
Yeah. Look on the bright side. You got no money for drugs or alcohol. Set that there for now. Yeah, Eddie's going to do a little show and tell now.
Yeah, this is what I'm at least $400 in the hole for. I popped my Broadway Limited cherry.
Did you have to say that on the channel?
Well, that's because that's what it is, man. I popped the cherry.
We're just gonna move on and pretend he didn't say that.
Whatever. How does this come out? Oh, there we go.
That's what she said.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I already like Broadway Limited just for the fact that they have these finger holes in the packaging so you could actually get a better grip on it. So you don't have to dump it out.
Yeah. Although they used to put the little hole in the back of the box.
Yeah, that's what a couple of my Hornby stuff is. Oh.
Oh, Dr. Rosta has joined the party.
Oh, Mr. Douglas.
Where have you been, man?
You owe me money.
It's been too long. What does he owe you money for?
He ripped me off on a tar tanker.
That's between you and him, Douglas. I have nothing to do with it.
Tar tanker has broken straps. Oops.
Oops. Why is it upside down?
That is a very good question, Michael.
Oh, no. Why do they put traction tires on those damn things?
I hope these aren't traction tires. If that's the case, I'm going to have to go back to Jesse and ask for my money back. Kind of wondering if I should even be touching this with my greasy fingers from the pizza.
I would wash your hands first.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'll be right back, guys. You know, I still haven't taken James out, so I don't know if he's got damage.
Yeah. Well, he'll be back, folks. He's just running upstairs to wash his hands. Oh, man, I'm telling you. Yeah, it was quite a day because, well, I was up about 8 o'clock, I think. Took care of some stuff around here. Then Eddie and I got out of the house, I think, a little after 10. Drove up to Wye Bridge Hobbies there, which that's like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour from my house. I drove up there. I think we got there a little before noon. So, we basically stayed there till I think damn near 6 o'clock by the time we finally got out the door. And we headed over to the Clarion Club, which we got there a little after 7. Stayed there a little after 8, and then we headed back to my place. We were supposed to be here at 9 o'clock, and we showed up like 20 minutes late. But I mean, hey, better late than never, I guess.
Tell you what, this looks a little too glossy. I think it needs a matte satin clear coat.
I ain't touching that. I ain't doing any modifications to that.
Well, when I eventually get my
good night, Nora. Sleep tight. See you tomorrow.
See you, Nora. I don't know who that is.
Chris's daughter. You'll probably see her tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
She's adorable.
I'm sure she is.
Not as adorable as Kinsey, though.
Also, I will always say this: Mellow Yellow is better than Mountain Dew.
I could go either way.
But yeah. Paid $400 freaking for this today.
Yeah, we'll move the camera, get a closer look. That way you don't have to
hold it up like this.
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea. It's metal. That's freaking crazy.
I was going to say, if you want to, you can set it there on the tracks.
No, that's actually a good idea.
Give a better view of it. Yeah, my workbench is a bomb site right now because of all the DCC conversions Eddie and I were doing this past few days. Try to give you guys
always
a good view of things.
Well, this isn't any well, I wouldn't say it's any engine, but this is a Pennsylvania Railroad number 460, aka the Lindbergh engine,
which I actually saw last year when I was at the museum in Pennsylvania.
I've always loved the Pennsylvania Railroad. Well, I'll admit, the only reason I started loving it was because I saw Hank from Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah, but they kind of ruined the K4 with that.
Yeah, I mean, he was gigantic. He was gigantic, but he was actually too small. Believe it or not, he was actually too small. He was big, but he was too small, scale-wise. They had to make him smaller to fit on all their sets.
Yeah. I mean, my big problem, they went with the red, white, and blue paint scheme, which, yeah, I understand it's America. But
at the same time, that seems a little...
Yeah, I mean, they needed something flashy like that. But you got to go with the Pennsylvania Railroad colors, in my opinion.
And if you have to go with anything other than black, then it has to be like the really dark Brunswick green from Pensy's early days.
Yeah,
not red, white, and blue.
Yeah,
I mean that just almost feels a little insensitive in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're trying to go the whole stereotype thing.
Well, I mean, hell, they gave him a Texan accent,
even though he's Pennsylvanian.
I mean, they just assume that's what all Americans sound like.
Oh, I'm glad the E4 arrived, Douglas. Did you get the little extra goodies that was in it?
What, did he send him, a box of condoms?
Well, more to the point, I sent him something that I thought I had completely misplaced, but I actually found when I was packing up the E4 for transit. Oh yeah! Oh wait, no. It's supposed to go. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh yeah!
Can someone please stop saying, "Oh no," in this courtroom? Because the fucking Kool-Aid guy is going to keep showing up. Thank you.
Also, no, Corey, they are not the raincoats.
He knows. He knows. Well, in case the FTC is watching this and wonders whether it's made for kids or not, now you know.
But yeah, again, I do apologize about it taking so long, Douglas. I mean, again, I completely lost track of them. I only just found them again when I was packing the E4 up. So I thought I'd, pack those in with the E4 as a little surprise. So hopefully your Hornby duck is now finally complete. We also got the goodies in the bag too. So
yeah,
like salty wavy chips.
Well, that's what I'm kind of taking a break there after.
Oh, Mr. 3985.
How's it going? I was thinking about you earlier today. We were at the hobby shop. They had a Union Pacific locomotive for sale.
And they had a Pennsylvania Railroad E4 for sale. And I kind of gave into temptation and bought it. I'm $450 poor.
Yeah, but you're the official owner of a Broadway Limited model.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's the Charles Lindbergh engine. I couldn't pass it up.
Yeah.
I mean, and also, to be honest, I kind of needed it for my character's backstory, too. Well, more like I kind of had this crazy idea about, Eddie the K4. He would, literally what we're doing here. Well, actually, no, more like a Discord call. Their crews would actually, his crew as well as museum staff would actually set up a Discord call. So Eddie 1361, the other K4, and the E4 could actually all chat.
Nice.
And Eddie would be looking at the one K4 and be like, "Yo, what the hell happened to you?" The one that's been sitting outside for the longest time.
Yeah, it's still a sad sight.
Yeah, I actually think all the other three would ask on what happened to you. Why are you in such a bad state?
No, I don't want to write there.
Actually, you know what? I think it's because of that the museum people would probably make up excuses why that K4 couldn't, be in the Discord call.
Yeah.
Because they realized they done goofed.
Damn right.
But at least with the Lindbergh engine, she's inside and being extremely well taken care of.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, and thankfully, 1361 is currently undergoing overhaul to go back into running condition.
Yeah, that's kind of a shame we couldn't go down there this week.
It's just too bad we can't have both K4s be in running condition.
Yeah.
Actually, can you imagine the E4 and 1361 being in a double header? That would be freaking amazing. I think that would grab such a crowd.
Yeah.
I don't think that will ever happen, though.
It'd be amazing if it did.
It's
like you could always restore the 1K4 to cosmetic. You could always do a cosmetic restoration and then have the other one pull it in a consist, but you're basically pulling a dead horse.
A dead weight, yes.
Yeah.
But still, it would be awesome, though. Or just be like, with the Thomas dummy units, just pushing them along.
Yeah.
Just pushing them along and pulling the train at the same time. It would just have to be a short train at that point.
Yeah, but would it really be worth it?
I think it would be worth it. But yes, how are you doing, Mr. 3985?
He's living in the past. It's like 7 o'clock where he's at.
Uh-huh. He's 3 out. Yeah, it's 3 hours in the past.
Mm-hmm. Hate to break it to you, Michael. The future sucks.
Oh, big news today in the railroad world. They're restoring the New York Central Mohawk. Wait a second. I thought there weren't any Mohawks left. I'm confused. I could have sworn there weren't any Mohawks left. Remember the series of stories, the Mohawk that wouldn't quit?
Yeah.
That always kind of made me think that none of the Mohawks were left because New York Central was really bad about scrapping a lot of their steam locomotives because supposedly they wanted to make sure their company had a modern image, and having old steam locomotives around didn't really, according to them, didn't give them a modern image.
Yeah.
So they wanted to scrap all of their steam locomotives and have nothing but diesels around it with their branding.
Oh, right there.
So there is one.
New York Central Mohawk, number 3001, joins Fort Wayne Railroad Historical Society fleet for potential return
to steam.
Yeah.
Tell you what, that would be amazing to see down the line. I mean, imagine that with 844, for example. I mean, they both almost have like similar shapes in a sense.
Yeah.
So kind of have to imagine what a doubleheader with 844 and 3001 would be.
One thing I hate with New York Central is they scrapped all their Hudsons. Not even one is left.
At least we have Connor.
I don't give a fuck about Connor.
But yeah, that is true. The Hudsons were literally their most iconic
locomotives. And they were beautiful locomotives. And just, I don't know. It's sort of like you look at like the J class, for example, too.
Yeah, they are very similar shapes. The one's a 484 and the other one was a 462.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I kind of think the Hudsons actually proportionally looked a little bit more beautiful.
Yeah, but no, it's just a shame that you get. I mean, hell, like going back to the J class, for example, Norfolk Western 611. She's nicknamed the sole survivor.
She is the only one of her class left.
Yeah.
Actually, it would be amazing.
I mean, even the K4s, the fact that there's only 2 of those left in existence.
They made hundreds of those.
And I don't know, I hate to be honest, but there may come a day where there's going to be only one K4 left in existence.
If they keep, neglecting one of them.
Yeah. I mean, I said, like, you got the K4 and you got the Mountain class locomotive there at the museum. Why somebody isn't out there every fall prior to winter just slopping the things over with oil to preserve them?
1 second. You are very welcome, Douglas. I really do apologize about taking so long with getting those to you. Like I said, I completely misplaced those, and I'm just glad that I was able to find those when I was packing up your E4.
Yes.
Anyway, you were saying?
Like I said, they can easily get out there with big brushes and such and just slop oil all over those locomotives prior to wintertime.
Just to preserve them, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like I don't know about the K4, but I know the Mountain class, for example. I've seen a photo of that from the 1980s sitting there at the museum. Thing looks like it's been in service. We'll put it that way. Doesn't look like a completed, rusted up shit box, basically. But it's like you look at it now, present day, and it looks terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
Mind if I actually fire up number 460?
No, I think you just plug it in and it should be good to go.
Okay.
I guess he's going to plug in the unit or give the unit a run.
Yeah, it's not every day you get a Broadway limited model.
I'm gonna move the camera.
Okay, I think it was set at 460. Unless wasn't set at that. Wait, maybe it was 6707.
Maybe it was. Well, I think it was a brand new model, so it might be set at number 3.
You might be right. Whoops.
And he runs it right off the tracks. Good job. Proud of you.
It's not calling something, is it? Actually, it almost feels like it has traction tires on it. Okay, if there's one thing I definitely would need to have done, I mean, this is one nitpick I have with Broadway Limited. They don't paint the front bogey. So it looks naked.
Hello, Caleb Station.
All these sounds, too.
Looks like you got a wheel off.
I think you might be right, but oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah, that's cool. It's got working lamps on it too.
Then again, you're paying over like $600 for a HO scale model train. Of course,
Yeah.
it's gonna have to have details like that. Otherwise, you're gonna have some very angry customers. You have to make a model worth that price, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's what me, Eddie, and Jesse, we were talking there earlier. And it's like, with the Broadway limited stuff, yes, it's expensive. Yes, it's out of reach for many people. But once you've had one of those models in your possession and you've seen it up close and personal, you realize that you get what you pay for.
Also, I love that whistle, though.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. Just suddenly quit on me. And there we go. Not sure why I did that. Nice. Do you have any more track that we can set up? Or?
Not straights. All I got is curves.
Well, we could just move this back a bit, I think. A little bit, just to let people see it a little bit better, I think.
My workbench is a bomb site.
Very much so. Did he show you how to do the smoke?
I think smoke would be one of the functions. Might have to get the book out, do the reading.
Maybe I will. So you wanted to talk a little bit with the guys?
I guess sure, why not? Move the camera back
just while I get this figured out.
Just this a little bit. So, yeah, while we were at the hobby shop, I did pick up some stuff myself as well. Nothing as spectacular as what Eddie has here. But to begin with, I was actually talking about with Jesse there earlier this year sometime. I don't remember. I was telling him I had some SW9 units. I wanted to paint them, but they were already decorated units. I wanted to see about getting some undecorated units because I heard Jesse had some of these. Unfortunately, we just kind of lost track of each other there, just with things the way they were. But I talked to Jesse about trading the 2 units I had in for 2 units that were undecorated, which I was able to do that today. And here I have 2 of the Proto 2000 series SW9 1200 locomotive units, and these are undecorated, which for me, it makes more sense to get something like this if you're going to repaint it anyways, because none of the detail parts are put on, and it's going to be less work trying to put these together. Well, you're not going to have to tear them apart and then put them back together again. And that's one of those deals when you try tearing them apart, you break details off and you got to replace details. So, and then same thing, but this is the other unit, another undecorated one.
Very nice. Very nice.
But yeah, quite happy to get my hands on these. Now I just need to take time, get them painted. Kind of like to equip these with DCC. But yeah, so got my hands on these again. Quite happy. Also, when I was there, I came across another model I've been looking for, which I try to be careful what all I buy, because I don't really want to have, I don't really want to go out and just buy everything that I want, because I don't have a layout right now. I have limited storage at this time for the trains. So I try to basically stick to something in particular, sort of veer off in another direction at times, as long as I'm not reckless with it. But anyways, I came across this model when I was looking through the cabooses. I just had to have it. It's caboose for the Pittsburgh and Shawmut Railroad. This is number 193. I have 192 and 194 that Atlas did. Hell, I'm thinking it's been close to 15 years ago now. I think they did these. But yeah, this one here, other than the road number, it does have a couple other slight differences to it. But yeah, nice little unit.
Set CV 222 to 21 to activate the smoke.
Okay, that's a little over my head. Maybe you might want to possibly talk with Chris about that tomorrow. I really need to sit down
and supposedly there's a manual toggle switch somewhere
underneath the loco somewhere.
Yeah, it should be on.
Oh, that must have a stay alive. Did you notice how you took off the track and it still
Yeah.
ran for a
Yeah,
little?
there you go. There's the switch right there. It says it's in the on position. I guess it doesn't have any fluid. I don't
Okay.
have any fluids. So
Did they supply any?
no, there wasn't any in the
I
box.
probably got some fluid around here, but it's.
Well, I'm
probably
just gonna turn
boxed.
it off right now so I don't burn up the unit. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying I need to sit down and learn the fundamentals of DCC. But yeah, like I said, got my hands on this caboose, was quite happy. There's another one I wanted. It's made by Roundhouse, and it's in the bicentennial paint scheme. I saw one on eBay, but I drug my feet, and unfortunately I missed out on it. But that'd be another one I'd kind of like to get. Yes.
Seriously, that just sounds so good.
Push 9. Did you push 9?
Yeah, I did.
You must not have a great crossing signal with that. Hi, Jenna.
Hey, Jenna.
Miss you. Hope you're doing well. While you're here, I got something to show you. I'll also show you people as well. So another thing I was quite happy about when I was at the hobby shop there is, like you saw, I've got some Shawmut stuff. Well, Jesse had some of these Bowser Shawmut hopper cars. This is actually a car kit. I picked up quite a few of these when I was there.
Because he is a Shawmut fanatic.
Yeah. But yeah, these are basically kits. I had a couple of these before. Well, I still do. But these I have to take time, assemble them, which Mrs. Plowbender, you can help with these. Because I got quite a few of them. Yeah, I was really happy to get my hands on these. Yeah, I basically got more from my collection. And what was nice was between these hopper cars and the caboose there, not so much the locomotives I got because those were just trade-in deal. But with these hopper cars and the caboose there, Jesse actually gave me pretty decent discount on everything. So it was a pretty good deal. And I mean, I'm definitely going to be heading back there sometime because there's a few other things there I would not mind getting my hands on. I found some smaller Shawmut cars I was interested in. They were like the 55 tonners, I guess. Similar to this little guy right here. But I was going to get him at first. And then I just decided it's like, maybe I'll come back for him another day. And I ended up getting the all 100-ton hoppers. It's one of those deals. Yeah, I could spend all my money there, but I'd rather just, get something that I'm happy with and, help out small business. See you, Jenna.
Bye, Jenna.
Balls on that. That's what you sound like. Oh,
You deserve that one.
One of these days, I'm gonna come to your house, and I swear I'm gonna.
What?
I don't know. I don't really have the ambition to go that far.
Jenna agrees.
Jenna agrees with everything. But yeah. See you, Jenna. Miss you. Have a good night at work, or at least try to, I guess. Yeah. So, yeah, that was basically
our day.
Pretty much, yeah. Tomorrow, depends what time we get out of here. We want to go check out some old Shawmut locations. Plus, we want to. Our families are getting together for dinner tomorrow afternoon, evening as well. So we're going to that, and then afterwards, Eddie and I are going to be heading over to Gary's to meet up with Chris.
I may possibly have to bring this along.
I think you have to. I don't think it's an option. You have to bring that with you now.
That is fair. Also, I have to ask Jesse if he's there. Where the hell is my smoke fluid?
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing, Chris. If you're still here, mention to Jesse there about meeting up tomorrow night. I don't know if I was allowed to invite him or not, but if you want to reach out to him and see what he's got going on, yeah. That has a nice sound system.
I mean, it's broadly limited. What do you expect?
There we go. That looks better.
But yes, it's Broadway limited. What do you expect, man?
I expect nothing but quality.
They're like one of the premier HO scale model makers.
Yeah. That looks like it has sliding windows on it too.
I think it does, yeah. I ain't gonna mess with them and scratch them up. That's for damn sick. I'd rather leave them as is, even if they do slide. Nice ventilation for the crew, I think. Actually, I think this actually is supposed to slide back, but again, I don't want to scratch anything, you know?
Just hide it with weathering. Yeah, quite like these Bowser kits. Haven't seen them for a while.
I think. I think basically the K4s were basically an updated E6. They just took the E6 and turned it into a Pacific.
Yeah.
So they took the E6, lengthened it, and turned it into a Pacific. That's literally all they did. And that was a bit more powerful. And honestly, a way to start is just by building up upon that.
Indeed.
Just taking a great locomotive and building upon that and making an even greater locomotive. I mean, in all seriousness, the K4 ended up being so freaking good. They tried to replace it so many freaking times that it just ended up being, unreplaceable,
Yep.
That was until the GG1s came along.
Like I said, this is just my personal opinion, I guess. The K4 and the GG1 were icons of the Pennsylvania Railroad. Granted, there's people that would probably say, there's other locomotives out there that are far bigger icons than those, but
like people would say the T1 is a bigger icon.
Yeah.
I think it was a magnificent failure.
Not as much of a failure as the Centipede.
Well, the Centipede, honestly, it has its charm, okay?
Yeah.
Not as much charm as the Shark, though.
Yeah, the Sharks were pretty nice, in my opinion. I do like the design.
All right. But yeah, you know what? I think it is mandatory that I bring this to Gary's.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if I said I had a Broadway Limited E6, you'd be like, why the hell didn't you bring that?
Yeah.
Because I would say I'd rather drive my British stuff. And he's like, I don't care. You have a Broadway Limited E6. You should be running that. It's something that needs to be shown off, Charlie Boyer.
Boyer. Yeah, Dennis just sent me that. I like how it just fades out. You know, it just doesn't just stop dinging.
Also the way that they did the whistle. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, when you take your finger off the button, yeah, that's when I have it down. Instead of just cutting off like crazy, it's like, you know, you're giving the whistle cord a little bit more slack, so it's going a little bit deeper, and then you let go.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really like that detail a lot. I wish a lot more companies would do that.
That's what I don't know. I don't know if the sounds are coming through on you guys' end, being that I don't know. There's all this stupid noise cancellation anymore, and it cancels out what you don't want it to.
But it is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, this sound system's great.
Yeah, Corey wishes he had a Broadway Limited model.
Maybe someday.
But he probably wouldn't be an E6 though.
Maybe if Jesse gets something else in. That's what he had. I would love to get my hands on some more Buffalo and Pittsburgh locomotives. He had some there that were similar in terms of like paint scheme, but they were not Buffalo and Pittsburgh. And I mean, he even told me, he's like, when that stuff comes in, it doesn't stick around too long.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, they're very highly sought after.
Yeah.
I can't
stop yawning.
I think I'm grab some ice from upstairs.
Okay. I'll just be hanging about here with
the candlelight.
There ain't no candlelight. Whoever's still around.
You can play with my E6 if you want a little bit.
Nah, I'm good.
You sure?
Yep.
You just don't want to break it because you know you'd be out $400 if you broke it.
Nah, maybe.
Oh.
Just gonna throw away some trash here. But yeah, went to the hobby shop, came home with a box full of goodies. So that's my camera. Yeah, I got quite a few of these kits, so again, quite happy. Somewhere here I can actually show you guys. You probably already know what exactly it looks like, but here under the workbench I do have a couple of these cars. That one, or is that my terrible repaint? That's a terrible repaint. Nobody wants to see that garbage. Already exposed Chris to it, and
he's like, "What the hell have you done?"
Yeah. It's like, well, it's not my fault. I was young and stupid.
Yes, to be young and foolish.
Ah. Found it.
I wonder what Jesse would think if one day you brought in 382.
What's 382? Oh, right.
Casey Jones's locomotive. I mean, it would be nice.
Yeah.
That's a professionally done piece, right?
Yeah. Well, it's still a Bowser kit, but
somebody professionally weathered it and everything like that.
No, it's just been weathered. But, you know, nice unit.
Nice and dusty.
Custom coal load. I got 3 of these, and see, these are the ones that have the diamond. Because they did some other ones, which I think were possibly earlier. These ones have the hexagon.
Oh, hell, spin cycle.
And this one, I think these are all 200 numbers. At least the ones I have.
Yeah, you know what? I think I get why it's so glossy. It's because it's as it appears in the museum.
Yeah.
So they want everything to look nice and shiny in the museum.
Well, that's what Jesse was saying. He has the original condition version.
So I guess it really kind of makes sense. I mean, at the same time, I think I'm kind of glad that I got the museum version.
Yeah.
Because if I was to do that silly Discord call sort of a thing, I mean, it would be this condition, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, like honestly, I can kind of imagine 1361 and Eddie just going, ooh, at the number 460 is just how shiny she is.
I like shiny things.
Do you think the E6 will be light enough for the Shawmut?
What was it? They ran 280s, I think.
Yeah, but I think they were on the smaller side, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, the E6 is actually rather short, but I think it's still a pretty heavy locomotive. Not as heavy as the K4s, but you know what I mean.
Well, that's what the Shawmut did have a decapod at one time.
A Russian decapod.
Yep.
Then why aren't you making yours look like that one?
Because apparently they didn't like it.
It was still on the railroad though.
So. Oh, that's a heavy little unit.
Okay, fine. You still prefer 90 anyway.
Yeah.
But yes, how are you doing, Spin Cycle? Don't mind me. I'm playing around with my $400 paperweight. Yeah. Well, it's not really a paperweight, but I'm just joking around.
Yeah,
that's a nice looking little unit.
Yep.
Then again, don't your other ones look exactly the same?
Probably. I mean, they don't have the work safe on the steps. And, you know, of course, this one's number 193. Although there should be. One end of this should have a horn on it.
Spin Cycle is wondering about my paperweight. Oh, okay, there goes your Pittsburgh and Shawmut.
Yeah, good job. You need to figure out that momentum thing.
I do. Can she pick this back up? Nope. It just says nope and yeets itself. So this is a Broadway Limited E6. Well, specifically, it's number 460. The only one that's left, and is in the Pennsylvania Railroad Museum, right?
Yep.
But yeah, the fact that fades out too.
Yeah.
And no, it's not an actual paperweight. I'm just joking around. It's a really fantastic model. It's just not often I would go and spend over $400 on a model train, you know?
I guess in a way you could say it was an impulse buy.
It was an impulse buy. It was like
you were in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and I've always kind of subtly lusted after the E6 just because, you know, the K4 has its roots in the E6 and because the E6 also had that, well, number 460 in particular had that connection with Charles Lindbergh, the famous aviator.
Yep.
Because it actually raced against a plane to actually to actually deliver a newsreel about Charles Lindbergh's famous, transatlantic flight. Oh, yep. Okay. Spin cycle just dropped 2,500 on an Acela.
No, not bad. It's got a little ding in it.
What the model?
No, the box.
Nah.
Somebody probably got pissed off at it and threw it on the floor and stepped on it.
Maybe. I mean, it was at the at my model railway shop. So
that's what they wanted, 35 for this. Had it on sale for 17.
Yeah, that's kind of why I bought it.
Jesse had 20 on his. It's like drop it down to 10 and maybe it'll move.
Maybe.
I mean,
I don't think it would move even at that price.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I wish Thomas stuff would be that price again.
Well, everyone wants Thomas stuff, so that's why it doesn't go down to those prices.
But yeah, I'll give you that spin cycle. It's just, again, I'm not used to spending so much on a model train. But then again, I could have paid more for this. This thing is, the recommended retail price for this is $650.
Mm-hmm.
But thankfully, Jesse at Wye Bridge Hobbies actually worked out a great freaking deal for me. He knocked $250 off the recommended retail price.
He's complaining about my ad breaks.
Ow.
Yeah, I probably just played an ad for him. I apologize for that. That's how I fund the channel. Very nice. Very nice indeed.
Freaking love this thing. Also, I love the fact that the Katy itself is actually also painted too. Check that out.
Yeah, I want to get 2 of these in HO scale, and I want to get like maybe 5 or 6 cars to go with them.
You see that the Katys are even painted.
Yeah.
They actually match the engine.
I like how when it's stationary, the cab light comes on, and when you start moving, it turns off.
Yeah, that's a nice detail, I think.
Yeah.
Also, get these lights.
I'm thinking Horizon. I mean, no offense to anyone that likes the AM fleets, but I kind of just don't like the tube shape of them. I mean, I'm assuming they're done that way for aerodynamics, but yeah, I like the ones that are taller.
Yeah, we prefer the heavyweights. They just look better.
Did Amtrak do heavyweights?
Well, to be fair, mean, back in the Rainbow era, literally when they were just starting out.
Yeah, because they had everyone's equipment.
Yeah, exactly. They were mixing and matching things like crazy. That's why they called it the Rainbow era.
Ah, the Rainbow era.
Literally, they didn't even like change over like the name of the companies that actually used to own them.
Yeah.
Either. So they literally were just all they literally had the same liveries from the companies they used to belong to, and they had the logos and all the branding of the companies they used to belong to. Like the very first locomotive that they actually did in the Amtrak delivery was an F7, I think, or it could have been in one of the streamlined diesels anyway.
Yeah.
And then I believe one of the very first ones was one of the first locomotives they actually got.
Oh, you cheap ass!
I can't remember what it was called. The very first one that they got was like that was specifically made to order for them. Yeah. I can't remember exactly what the class is called, but all the other railroad companies called them rail breakers.
Yeah,
because of the way that they're the steam boilers to keep all the old pasture equipment heated and everything like that caused them to be way off balance.
Yeah.
So they would literally fly off the rails like crazy.
Yeah, I remember hearing about those.
I can't remember what they're called though. Funnily enough, when Amtrak gave up on those, they sold them to Santa Fe, and they used them up like crazy. They just repurposed them as freight engines.
Yeah.
And one of those freight versions is actually still around. There's only that one unit that's left, though. All the other ones have been scratched.
There's all your little railings and
for your SW9. Hang on. I kind of want to look it up now.
Do not remove locomotive from this tray until you have read the instructions located under the tray. Can't tell me what to do.
Oh yeah, look at that. They had GP7s.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly for like yard work, I think.
Well, there's no information under the tray, so I can do whatever the hell I want.
That's fair. Oh yeah, there we go. F7A. That's pretty much what that was what their first one was. The first ever livery that they had. I honestly kind of like the bloody nose livery.
Yeah,
it had a charm to it. But then again, the toothpaste is always my favorite. That's literally what they called it, was the toothpaste livery.
Yeah. Oh man,
Legacy Station. I can't say that I've ever heard of that one. Oh wait, no, that wasn't their first livery. This was that one when it was all black.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought that looked all right.
Yeah, I mean, my personal opinion, you need something there to
make you stand out from all the other railroads instead of having the liveries of the old railroads on your stock.
I still say though, I never understood Penn Central though. They're just such a bland,
very bland livery.
Yeah,
and we're not talking shit about Norfolk and Western, or
it's Norfolk
Southern. We're not talking shit about Norfolk Southern.
Norfolk and Western is
Norfolk Southern at least made it work.
Yeah, because it's like they put enough of the
white to break up all that black. But with Penn Central, they literally just painted their units black and then just put the white lettering on the side. That's literally all they did. It just looks so bland. Almost looks like a wartime livery, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Dang, I cannot for the life of me remember what those locomotives were. The rail breaker. Actually, let's see.
Yeah, he's Googling stuff. Appropriate stuff, mind you.
STP-40F. That's what they were called.
All right.
Yeah, I thought they looked pretty all right.
Chunky.
Yeah, they were thinking, oh yes, a 6-axle diesel is probably the best for a smooth ride. I mean, and honestly, I can kind of see their logic towards that, but honestly, it just did not work out. You know?
Yeah.
It's mostly because the steam boilers that they put into the back of them and just screwed up the weight distribution. So it kind of literally made them just waddle around and just wave around even on the smoothest of track.
Yeah.
It's like a pendulum effect. Mostly because the water in the boiler kept sloshing around. Yeah, the STP-40F.
Jeez, what did somebody do to this thing?
Oh yeah, there's the Santa Fe unit. Looks like a very 80s Santa Fe locomotive, if you ask me. Wouldn't mind getting my hands on an STP-40F one day. And that's the one that's the sole survivor right there. Amtrak number 644.
Well, I'll be damned.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that was sold to the Santa Fe and actually retooled for freight service, and then it was then sold off to another smaller company. And then, actually, no, I think it was like a smaller branch of Santa Fe, judging by the livery.
Yeah.
Because it almost looks like the Santa Fe livery, but instead of like the yellow or the red, it's baby blue. Sorry, I kind of got off topic there. I just got talking about trains.
I forgot what we were even going on about before.
Oh no, I desperately want an F40. But I don't want to get one of the cheap ones. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because I know Bachmann has done them. I know Lifelike has done them, but both of those feel very cheap. I think, Rapido does them, but those are very expensive.
That was back, well over a decade ago now. I had one of those and 3 cars, and it was a Lifelike. Thing ran great, at least for what I was doing.
But it did feel a little cheap.
Yeah, my brother's my brother actually has 2 of them, and they're Spectrum. But I mean, he doesn't have a layout or even anywhere to put one, so they just sit on his mantle on display.
Hey, you know what? I think it does have traction tires. Oh my god, it does.
Yep.
That
is such, to be honest with you, that is such a mediocre feature on what is a
$650 model train.
Yeah. And I mean, just
be careful. I think
for
just the amount of weight it has, I don't think you need that.
No.
You definitely did not need traction tires at all. That kind of pisses my cornflakes a little bit. No, seriously, it kind of does. It's like, you know what really grinds my gears?
Traction tires.
Exactly. I mean, my Hornby Duck, it has traction tires. I hate them.
You ought to do a video on that on your channel. Just be like, you know what really grinds my gears? Traction tires. Why? These little rings of rubber are so annoying.
The problem is, I feel like I would be ripping off the angry video game nerd at that point. Because he has, you know what's BS?
Or are you talking about the real life Peter Griffin?
No, I'm talking about angry video game nerd. You ever heard of him?
No.
Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna have to show you some of his stuff sometime.
Those yours?
I think they might be. But so yeah, I feel like if I tried doing something like that, a lot of his fans would just accuse me of, ripping him off,
Yeah.
Well, doing that as well as ripping off, right?
Well, yeah, because that's every YouTuber, because we're too unoriginal to come up with our own shit. Oh, Douglas messaged me like 20-some minutes ago.
Yeah, it should be every quarter revolution, I think. You get a puff, right?
Every quarter.
Yeah, my Patriot doesn't do that. We really need to figure that out. Actually, you know what? That might be a good thing to try and figure out in the morning, maybe.
Yeah, we'll have time.
Because I really did feel very underwhelmed by the chopping speed on that thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, again, thank you. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, if you're still with us, I don't know. I would think he'd be in bed by now for as late as it's getting.
It's 10:52.
Yeah, and I'm tired. And we've been going on for almost an hour and a half.
I don't think we're going to be going for 4 hours again.
No. I mean,
that was we were just being very generous that night, I feel.
I don't know. Somehow we kept going. I'm not even sure. That's what funny story for you guys. And shout out to Zach, aka Zach Attack, here on YouTube. He actually commented on that stream today. He's like, I don't know what's crazier, the fact that you guys went on for over 4 hours, or the fact that I literally watched all of it. and I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I got to give a lot of credit to Zach for sitting through what, personally, in my opinion, would be what's the word? Unbearable to sit through. Me and him going on for 4 hours just talking about random nonsense. Like,
yeah.
I mean, again, kudos to you, Zach. You're
dedicated.
I'm buying you a pizza.
Or you could just give him the what's left of my pizza.
Oh, take it up, throw it in the fridge. Hell, you got pizza in the fridge from the other day.
Yeah, just we could probably just eat leftovers tomorrow.
Damn cup's got a hole in it.
Oops. Also, Spin Cycle's asking, hey, what's wrong with traction tires? They're a necessity in O gauge.
Maybe an O gauge, but
not HO.
Well, you see, O gauge is 3-rail, so
yeah. Of course, they're gonna have a little bit more drag because of the third rail.
Yeah.
Because that's where it's all the pickup from.
Yeah, but I mean, like in HO, I mean, my biggest problem with traction tires is, you get dry rot. I personally feel they make your tracks dirtier than, plastic wheels would. I mean, I'm not a fan of plastic wheels either.
Yeah, because the traction tires, the rubber on them just pick up dirt and grime and oil and like nothing else.
Yeah, and I mean, if depending on what you use to clean your tracks with, I mean, this is just my personal experience. I had a couple locomotives had traction tires back when I was younger. I used IPA on them, and the IPA seemed to destroy the traction tires. So I don't know. everyone's got an opinion on this matter. Some people probably know more than I do. I'm not a fan of traction tires. I feel if a locomotive is properly weighted, it doesn't need them.
Yeah, sorry if 460 is drowning him out. I'm just mesmerized by my purchase, that's all. I suppose it depends on what your inclines are and the pulling force required for what to drag it behind the loco. I guess you may have a point there a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, if your model is properly weighted, you really don't need them. Because literally, you're gonna have you're gonna have the weight that if you have the weight that you need to pull what you need, then you really don't need traction tires.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the pulling power itself is all you need.
Very much so.
I mean, it's kind of a reason why actual real locomotives don't have traction tires.
I don't know. When do we want to wrap things up here? Because we've been going over an hour and a half now.
Well, regardless of what we do, I think I'm not going to bother putting the locomotive in the box until tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice looking display piece right now.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. Beautiful, beautiful model. I mean, I don't know. Like when I saw that in the cabinet there, it caught my eye because it honestly looks like either a brass or a die-cast piece.
It almost properly looks like the actual 460 shrunken down.
Yeah.
Just with how glossy she is.
I don't know. It caught my eye there, and maybe that's part of what like pulled you into it.
For sure. Like I said, I've kind of always been so lusting after number 460. So, I was like, I'd rather save my money for something else, things like that. Save up money to work on my cars and things like that. But then again, I freaking see when you and Jesse pulled it out and we're messing around with it a little bit. I was like,
yeah.
Is that what I think it is?
I mean, it is. It's a beautiful model.
And of course, after you two put it away, my eyes were just glued on it in the display case.
Yeah, I did get some footage of that when Jesse was running it. So
yeah, you just didn't expect that to actually end up being mine.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you made a good purchase personally.
Yeah, especially for the price I got it at.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, I'm tired because, Jesse, Eddie, and I, we got up at 7 o'clock yesterday because we wanted to catch the train in Falls Creek. We got up at 7 o'clock, got on the road before 8 so we could get there, before 9 before the train came through. And then we went from there to Doolittle's. I don't think we talked about this, but we went from there to Doolittle's. Then we headed over to Sabila for a little bit because I wanted to show him the tunnel there. Then we just happened to get a hold of Bob. See if Bob was around, and we swung over to his place, because I wanted to
show me his end scale.
Yeah, sure. Which you guys have seen it on the channel. Quite impressive.
I just wish it was HO.
Yeah.
But you can't always get what you want.
Can you imagine how big that would be if it was HO?
No kidding. He actually said that he initially wanted to do it in HO.
Yeah.
And failing in spectacular fashion in his words.
Yeah.
And so he just moved to N scale, and the rest is history.
Yeah. But no, we stuck around there till what? I think maybe about 1 o'clock or so. Then he asked if we wanted to go get pizza. So, we felt it'd be rude to decline. So we went. But I think it was closer to 3 o'clock by the time we got back here to my place. And then we pretty much just hung out here in the workshop, did some more DCC conversions. And we stayed up a little later than we planned on because it was after 12 by the time we finished up. And
we just wanted to make sure most of the stuff was ready.
Yeah, I don't think I fell asleep until after 1. And then we were up. Well, I was up at 8 o'clock this morning there. And we got out of here. Like I said, we got out of here like a little after 10 to head to Wye Bridge. So, it's been an eventful 2 days. So, might sleep in a little bit tomorrow. We don't necessarily have to be out of here early. We just have to be back here by 4 or before 4 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah. So much quieter with it when it's so much quieter when it's off, isn't it?
What? Did you mute it?
Well, I pretty much said it to they tucked the engine in for the night. So they literally just parked it, dampened down the fire, and things like that.
It has been like I said earlier in the stream. Check out my pages, or even just go to the community tab on the channel there. I was posting about everything today, and I think probably here before I go to bed I'll post a little bit more because I think there is some stuff I did not post about yet.
Probably would want to check out with some of my friends before I go to bed.
But I think if you're ready to end the stream here, we'll probably head off in another 3 minutes.
I think that's about fair, yeah.
Yeah. So anyone want to chit chat a little bit more? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not that we're tired. We're just exhausted.
Well, I'm tired. I know I'm tired. It's like after we get off here, I'm probably gonna go get a shower and
I'm take it back and go to bed.
Yeah, well, I'm at least gonna get a shower so I can go to bed when I'm damn good and ready.
Or at least just relax until we're ready to go.
And then I need another drink. I need another drink because
there's a hole in the cup.
Yeah.
No. This is my soda water. Get your own.
So yeah, if there's anything else you want to chat about real quick, anyone, put it in the chat there, and we'll try to wrap things up here in about another 2 minutes. Yes, Casey Jones.
Yeah, I ended up buying, a second one. That's going to be his. So, supposedly the seller said that it's non-running, so supposedly it may have a burnt-up motor, which it most likely is the case. But let's face it, that's probably a good guinea pig for a motor swap.
Yeah, done it before, just like the Rogers locomotive.
Yeah, and supposedly might be able to put some better detail in there too. I mean, this is a model hailing from the 70s.
I'm kind of beside myself whether I want to do too much modification to it.
That's fair.
But then again, once you pull the original motor out of there, it's like you kind of devalue it if it had any value to begin with.
Well, they're not really rare model. They're hard to find, but they're not rare.
Is there supposed to be posts or something in these, or?
I believe no. Then again, there is I can pull out mine and we can check.
Oh man.
Now I'll just pull out mine and we can check real quick.
Yeah, he's gonna show his model, I guess, and that'll be it. Oh man.
Nope. Mine's the exact same way.
Or was there maybe supposed to be flags in those at one time?
Maybe there might have been.
I don't know. Gonna have to look up
382 possibly.
I was gonna say look up
the 3. I think it's called the 371 class.
Yeah. Wow, yours has a lot of dirt caked on the wheels.
Yeah, it definitely needs some work.
Get out the wire wheel on the Dremel. But I suppose
Yeah, mine's actually dirtier in general compared to yours.
Could use that.
Yeah, mine's tarnished. Yours actually looks more, almost factory fresh. Almost looking at it.
Yeah.
But I suppose that is that for tonight.
Yep, and what an adventure it has been.
And tomorrow will be my last day with Mr. Thompson.
Yeah, that's what we were planning these live chats. I kind of wanted to do one on Thursday, being it was going to be Eddie's last day here. But it's just the problem. We're probably not going to get out of Gary's tomorrow until like after 10. Who knows? It might be closer to 11. It just depends how late the guys want to run.
And my parents want to pick me up early on Friday morning.
Yeah, and it's just one of those deals. It's like it's going to be so late to do a live chat that late. I mean, I wasn't even sure about doing one at 9 o'clock tonight, but it seems to have been successful. Quite a few people have tuned in.
Also, thank you, Spin Cycle. I'm very pleased with my 460.
Yes. But I suppose before we do sign off, again, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Jesse at Wye Bridge Hobbies for just letting us come in for the day and
actually staying open.
Yeah.
To let two guys screw around with model trains.
Yeah, it was great to run trains on the layout. Went there, bought some great stuff, got some great deals. If you guys want to check out Wye Bridge Hobbies, I will check out my Facebook page because I do have them linked there. So, head on over, check them out. And
absolutely go check him out. I mean, he is not going to rip you off or anything like that. He will actually work with you on the price.
I mean, that's what I was surprised there, when he said about this Broadway Limited locomotive. He's like, that price is negotiable. It's like, oh, okay. Most places you go into, it's a set price. They know what they want what they want, and nobody's going to change their minds.
And when they do say negotiable, they're usually like, oh yeah, I'll knock like 25, maybe even $50 off.
Yeah.
But he was like, now I'll go ahead and knock $250 off of the price for you.
I think it was 150 actually, but still.
Well, again, I think this recommended retail price is over 600. So.
Yeah. But well, I guess 150 off of his asking price.
Yeah.
But anyways, like I said, again, big thank you to Jesse at Wye Bridge Hobbies. Check him out. It's worth a look. Also, big thank you to Clarion Railroad Club. Big thank you to Ray over there for letting us come in and run trains at the clubhouse there this evening.
Just keep an eye out. He may possibly go ahead and upload some footage that he took while at both locations.
Well, obviously. I mean, that's what I do. That's my specialty.
And hopefully I will also show some stuff of my models being ran at the locations too.
And finally, just a big shout out and thank you to you guys for tuning in tonight. This has been a wild ride for the last hour and 40 some minutes.
for damn certain.
But like I said, we're heading off again. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll video at a later date, I guess, because like I said, this is it.
This is
last stream before Eddie leaves.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be here tomorrow, but this will be the last stream that me and him do while I'm here this week.
Yep. But anyways, folks, you take care, and we'll catch you here another time.
Ta-ra, Eagles.